everyone, welcome or welcome back. Today I'm going to do a first impressions review, talk about the pros and cons and show you what fits inside this bag, which is the Chanel 22, and the bag size that I have is in the size medium. If you haven't watched the unboxing or you didn't know I got this bag, I will leave the birthday unboxing somewhere up here as well as in the description section down below. You can go and check it out. It was quite a surprise that I bought this, and I also surprised myself. I also surprised my good friends here as well who were like, what? Didn't you like laugh about this bag? So here I am today. So foot in my mouth, I do have this bag and I have some thoughts about it, some first impressions, pros and cons, and if I think this bag is worth it or not. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kat. I love to do handbag related videos, especially handbag reviews. If you like that kind of video, I hope you will subscribe and hit the notification bell as well. For everyone else, let's get started. I'm going to start off with the pros of this bag, and firstly, it is such a luxurious leather. Just like the Chanel 19, this is a very nice, soft, plush leather that is so comfy to hug. When I am carrying this bag and I put it on my lap, I just feel like hugging it. It feels like this really luxurious leather jacket that you took off your shoulders. You're just laying it on your, on your legs, and you're just hugging it. It feels just like that. So it's very, very plush. It just feels so good. So this leather that they're using, which is calf leather, it's absolutely lovely. Capacity is also something that I really appreciate. The version that I have is in the size medium, and I chose medium over the small because I wanted a bit more space to put that extra thing. I will put a b-roll so that you can see what fits inside this bag. I put my digital notebook, I have my sunglasses case, my little wallet, I also have my phone, rechargeable batteries. But because it is a medium, I want to put a little bit more things. So I'll have my scarf, I'll have maybe a water bottle, an umbrella. It has been raining a lot here in Singapore as well. So having that additional space allows the flexibility for me to play around with this bag a bit more. I will talk about putting a lot of things in the bag as part of the cons, but because this is a bigger bag and big bags are back, I really appreciate having the flexibility and not think about, I have to downsize and change out my bag. I want to bring my, makeup case. I can do it as well. I don't have to worry that I will have to take out something else. So having a bigger bag in Chanel is something that I really, really appreciate. I also like how this bag molds along the body because it is this squishy and softer leather. When I wear it on my shoulder, it just feels like it's part of my entire outfit rather than sticking out. So when I say sticking out, if you were to get a bigger bag from other brands, which are usually a tote, they tend to be bigger, they tend to be more rectangular or shaped, squarish shape, and the sides will stick out, and there are brands that have totes that will be more moldable, for example the Goyard tote. However, it is still a little bit more squarish shape, as this, because of the leather and the way you will cinch it in, it will mold along the body and it just feels a bit more comfortable, but it also looks pretty stylish. So that's another thing that I really like about this bag. And the final thing, since we're talking about totes, is that it looks different from a tote. At least, it doesn't look like the everyday tote bag. This is my Foray La Page tote, and it's a typical tote bag size, and I love it because I use this for work, putting my laptop, and it's very, very good for traveling. But if you wanted something that's a little bit different from the regular totes, you want a big bag, there isn't anything in the store. I do have an example, which I'll talk about later. But, most people would just go with the tote if you wanted a bigger bag. But with Chanel's the 22, I can understand why there was such a huge hype for this bag now. It's because it's different. It's different for a bigger bag, and it just looks so much more stylish. I decided to go with the medium, and because of that, this is a heavier bag. If you have the small and you don't find it heavy and you don't like heavier bags but you still like this style, then I'll say stay with the small. I went in eyes wide open that this will be a little bit heavier and I was going to carry more things. So, with bigger bags, you will get the weight of it, and when that happens, when you start to put things, or when I start to put things, it does dig into my shoulders a little bit. So these chains, when I've got my water bottle, I've got you know, my umbrella, I've got my digital notebook here, everything's inside and it becomes bulky, it does start to weigh on my shoulders, as with any big bag, right? But because this just feels like it's leather and just a lot more, it does feel like my shoulders are getting a little bit of a workout. Whether you're going for the small, medium, or even the large, this is a bag that is a big hold. It doesn't have a lot of compartments. It's a very soft, plushy kind of bag. And when you have a lot of things rolling around inside, it is a big black hole. Now, I have a Samorga organizer inside, and I chose the size 1.2 mm because I wanted something to help me look for things. Not so much of keep the shape of this bag, but more of at least I can see my hand sanitizer, at least I can see my wallet inside, because if everything is black and I'm outside during the evenings, it's really hard to find. I feel like I'm stirring the pot. So this size helps me see a bit of difference in the bag. Now, 1.2 mm is quite thin, so sometimes I feel like I am also turning the bag organizer. Samorga has a 2 mm version. I don't know if that's a better version, because since this is a bigger bag, maybe the 2 mm would be better, but I do wonder if the 2 mm is thicker and it would cause the bag to have the lines. So it depends on what you were going for. For me, I was just trying to differentiate between my items and this big black hole, and I'm getting an organizer that's thinner. But for this organizer that's thinner, it doesn't really help me organize my bag. I don't know if you get what I mean. But anyway, an organizer does help. The con that this is a bag that is just deeper and it's harder to find the smaller items. I have been using this bag for about a month, and in this month I made 2 trips to KL, and that was the only bag that I used. So this has been a really good travel bag, which I should put in the pros as well. Anyway, all the hugging and singeing the leather and just squishing this bag, since the day I got it until now, this bag has softened. So I think over time, this bag will be quite slouchy. I'm putting it in the con, not because it's no good, but maybe some of you prefer the bag to be more pristine. But this is a bag that I can see there's a lot of creases already along the what is this, like the singed part, the leather part here. It feels, you know, like how if you get a new leather seat, right? And it's still really tight and soft, tight, but yet it's smooth. But if you keep, like, you know, massaging it and you sit in it and you elbow it and you do things on it, it starts to get a little wrinkly. It's still really plush and lovely to touch, but it just feels like it's been worked on a bit. You know what I mean? Go and touch your leather seat, you know what I mean? So it just feels like this part, because I have been just singeing it, it just feels used, like the leather has been worked on a bit more. So imagine that for the whole bag. I think the thing about this bag is there is going to be effort to care for it. If you don't care about that, you just want to use it to its maximum capacity, then it's going to be a bag that will just have that wear and use looked over time. It's good con, because you got to care for this bag. You have to protect it. So one of the problems that a lot of people were quite upset about with this bag was that the corners, because of all the singeing, the top part, or the underneath of the ring here was getting wear, like a lot of the peeling and all that. So a con is that I actually had to buy these protective covers, which I'll show at the end, to put underneath this bag, and it has pretty much helped the bag. It stays put. It's just a plastic cover that, you know, so it stops the rubbing from the chain against the inner part of the flap. And so far so good, but yeah, I definitely see the rest of the bag, like along the back part of the bag, because that's rubbing along my body, and the front part of the leather, it's, you know, it's just been used. You know, it's a little, not wrinkly, but just massaged. Lastly, the biggest con for this bag is the price. Chanel had a price increase. I got this just before the price increase. I paid 7,000, I think 800 or 900 Singapore dollars for it. Like a week later, it went up to 8,700, which is a lot a lot of money. I don't know if I would have bought it at 8.7. I really don't know. The small went up as well. I think if you really like this design, then maybe, but it is a huge con. It's so expensive. As I said earlier, this bag will look quite worn over time. So it's one of those bags that I feel the resale value is gonna be pathetic. If you decide to get it, this bag is going to be for you, or you don't mind, you're gonna lose some money of it if you decide to let it go. I have difficulty recommending this bag. 40% of me is saying yes, go get it. 60% of me is kind of leaning no. Let's talk about the yes first. Why 40% of me says yes? Firstly, it's Chanel. Okay, Chanel rules the world. Hermes, Chanel, LV, there will always be something just so special about carrying a Chanel bag. Whether it's this bag or a mini rectangular or a classic bag, Chanel holds their ground. So if you love Chanel, it's a yes. Whether or not it's gonna be 7,000, 8,000, 9,000. We had a conversation about $15,000 Chanel classic flats. Would you get it? Even I am struggling to say, no, never again. What if Chanel comes up with the perfect color that I want? I would say maybe I'll just do it for this one last time. So if this is the bag that you really like, it completes your collection of bags and you will find use for it, then my 40% is say, go get it. It's going to be one of the really good bags for you. If you use it and you don't have that intention to sell it, just use and enjoy it, then yes, go do it. Now, the no. The biggest part of my 60% no is that it's just so freaking expensive. I have a practical side in me and I have that crazy side with me. The crazy side went and buy this. But the practical side of me sometimes look at this and I'm like shaking my head, It's like Jekyll and Hyde. It's so ridiculously priced. It's nothing spectacular, It's not like they took a lot of effort to make this bag. I'm pretty sure the person that sat down and sewed this bag finished it in record time. It isn't a complicated make. Singeing it, putting a bit of this chain, putting the buttons, the inner lining, it's not a complex bag. So it is definitely not worth the price. It is way overpriced. So my 60%, maybe it's 65%, is saying no because the price is crazy. For that same amount of money, you can get so much better bags, so much more intricate, interesting, better brands. I don't know, it's so many other choices out there. This is definitely taking your money. It's daylight robbery. It's trendy, so another no. I think this design will run its course in a few years. If you don't care about that, you're not into the trends, and you just actually really like this shape, then this point is mute. You don't need to care about it. But if you want to always be stylish, you're always in the in crowd, I think give this bag 3 more years, it's out the door. For me, I'm not a trendy person, so I would use my bags until people tell me like, oh my gosh, that is vintage. I'm okay with that. So for me, it's a mute point. But I know for many of you, it may be something that you would want to take into consideration. The simplicity of the design makes it more timeless because it's not like it's got lots of patterns on it that would make it stand out and be a little bit like odd if you follow the trends. Having it quite simple might still help it last a while, but it is a trendy bag, right? Big bags are in, it's gonna be a while, and then it'll cycle back through, and then mini bags will be back, and then maybe you can dig it out again when the trend is revived. I was thinking about a couple of options that have the same look or feel or the moldability that you can consider from other luxury houses. The first one is Goyard. I spoke about it briefly earlier. The way the Goyard bag, just is kind of floppy looking and it's still a bigger bag, I think this would be a pretty good tote-like contender with the Chanel 22. Another bag that I think is quite similar with this rectangular, squarish rectangular shape is from the brand Issey Miyake, the Bao Bao bag. They have several sizes and it's light. It also has a handle, you can carry it on the top of your shoulder. It's moldable and it's really just the same flat profile molds. It fits towards your clothing. So I think that would be a very good option if you are considering something similar. So that's my first impressions about the Chanel 22 in the size medium. I will definitely do an updated review sometime, say mid of this year, once I put more wear into this bag and really monitor how the leather is going to be like, especially that I am using this bag very often. So I'm going to give you an update later down the line. But if you enjoyed today's video, I do hope you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell as well. Otherwise, everyone, please take care, stay safe, and I will see you then. Bye!